In 2024, new archaeological findings and advanced ice-penetrating radar technology have revealed structures and artifacts that shouldn't exist according to our current timeline of civilization. Today, I'm going to take you through the most compelling evidence that suggests Antarctica wasn't always the frozen wasteland we see today, and why some of the world's most powerful people might already know the truth about what's hidden beneath the ice. Antarctica, the ice-covered continent at the bottom of the world, has long been portrayed as barren and lifeless. Yet growing evidence suggests it was once a lush green land. Recent fossil finds show it supported forests, diverse wildlife, and a climate far milder than today. Research published in 2024 by the International Antarctic Research Consortium reveals core samples from over 3,000 meters deep containing traces of temperate vegetation dating back as recently as 12,000 years. The story goes beyond ancient plants and animals. Some evidence hints at the possibility of human presence, advanced technology, and secrets certain powers might want concealed. One of the most intriguing episodes tied to this mystery is Operation Highjump, officially the United States Navy Antarctic Development's program from 1946 to 1947. Led by Admiral Richard E. Byrd, this was far more than a scientific survey. It was a massive military undertaking launched just after World War II during the early Cold War, involving over 4,700 personnel, 13 ships, including the aircraft carrier USS Philippine Sea, and equipment sufficient to establish a permanent base. The operation's centerpiece, Little America IV, was built on the Ross Ice Shelf near the Bay of Whales. It was no simple outpost. This was a fully equipped, winter-hardened station with laboratories, living quarters, and storage, outfitted with advanced technology for 1947, including experimental radar and communications gear that would not become standard until the 1960s. According to declassified Navy files released in 2023, officially, Operation Highjump was scheduled for 6 months but ended abruptly after only 8 weeks. Byrd returned to the U.S. and spoke little publicly. In rare interviews, heavily edited, he made cryptic remarks about enemies that could fly from pole to pole at incredible speeds. The expedition was groundbreaking in its use of helicopters and aircraft, revolutionizing Antarctic logistics. Yet documents obtained in 2024 through Freedom of Information Act requests confirmed several incidents occurred that remain partially redacted. While the public explanation cites equipment testing and a show of American presence, the sheer scale of the mission, its premature end, and the heavy classification of findings suggest they were searching for something specific. Based on Byrd's later statements and the continued strategic interest in Antarctica, it's possible they found it. Now let's fast forward to today and examine something even more intriguing. There's a compelling theory that suggests Antarctica is not just a frozen wilderness, but a treasure trove of undiscovered technology and mystical artifacts. This theory draws on the allure of the unknown, suggesting that billionaires, in their quest for groundbreaking discoveries, were funding expeditions to unearth secrets hidden beneath the ice. According to flight tracking data compiled by investigative journalists, there has been an unprecedented increase in private jet flights to Antarctica over the past 5 years. We're talking about flights from tech billionaires, world leaders, and high-ranking military officials. The official explanation is always scientific research or climate change studies, but the frequency and secrecy surrounding these visits suggest something much more significant. Artifacts and machinery from civilizations beyond our world could revolutionize our understanding of energy, propulsion, and technology itself. Recent ground-penetrating radar surveys conducted by the Antarctic Research Foundation have identified several large, geometric structures buried under the ice that don't match any known geological formations. Then consider the possibility of finding mystical artifacts with immense historical significance. The idea that such objects could be hidden in Antarctica, far from the prying eyes of the mainstream world, adds an intriguing layer to the continent's allure. But what would one do with such discoveries? The theory suggests the construction of secret underground bases in Antarctica. These wouldn't be just any hideouts. We're talking about luxurious bunkers designed to shield the elite from global catastrophes, equipped with everything needed for self-sufficiency and advanced facilities. According to satellite imagery analysis published by the Independent Antarctic Monitoring Group, there are several locations in Antarctica showing signs of large-scale construction and unusual heat signatures that suggest underground facilities. What makes Antarctica so appealing for these secretive activities? It's the continent's extreme remoteness and the harsh climate, combined with the mystique of being Earth's last unexplored frontier. The Antarctic Treaty System, which prohibits military activity while promoting scientific cooperation, offers a unique legal loophole. In theory, those with sufficient resources and influence could exploit this to conduct activities that would be impossible or highly scrutinized elsewhere. The role of billionaires in potential alien collaborations takes center stage when it comes to the icy expanse of Antarctica. There's talk about how these ultra-wealthy individuals are not just idle spectators in the quest for extraterrestrial contact, but active participants. According to sources within the aerospace industry, some of the world's wealthiest individuals have been investing heavily in Antarctic research projects that go far beyond conventional scientific study. Enjoyed the video? Before we continue, don't forget to ring the bell, share it with your friends, and hit that subscribe button if you haven't yet. It truly helps me out, and I promise to bring you even more awesome content. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence suggesting ancient civilizations possessed advanced knowledge is Graham Hancock's interpretation of the Dryas map, created in 1513 by Ottoman admiral and cartographer Dryas. The surviving fragment, discovered in 1929 at Istanbul's Topkapi Palace, preserves about one-third of the original, showing parts of Europe, North Africa, and South America's east coast. Dryas wrote that he compiled it from numerous sources, including charts from Christopher Columbus and possibly much older maps, some of which may have included both Western and Eastern navigational records. What makes the map extraordinary is its apparent depiction of the northern coastline of Antarctica, shown largely ice-free, despite the fact that the continent wasn't officially discovered until 1820. A 2024 analysis by the International Cartographic Association confirmed the map's remarkable longitude accuracy, something that should have been impossible in 1513. Precise longitude mapping requires a marine chronometer, technology our civilization didn't achieve until the late 18th century. The historical contrast is striking. The Pinkerton World Map of 1813, based on the most advanced knowledge of its time, does not include Antarctica because it had not yet been discovered. Yet older source maps, predating 1513, appear to show it in detail. Modern computer analysis using geographic information systems has revealed that several coastlines on the Dryas map match satellite imagery of Antarctica's sub-ice topography with surprising accuracy. This level of detail implies knowledge of the continent before it was covered in its current extent of ice, potentially during the last ice age. The mystery deepens when compared with other ancient maps, such as the Orontius-Phineus map of 1531. Research published in 2024 by the Antarctic Cartographic Research Institute indicates that these maps could only have been derived from even older and highly accurate source material. They suggest that someone in deep antiquity had the capability to chart the world with advanced navigational skills and precise latitudinal and longitudinal measurements. The implications are profound. The sophistication evident in these early maps far exceeds what should have been possible for their time, challenging our understanding of when and how such knowledge was first developed. If accurate, they point to a forgotten chapter in human history, one in which civilizations possessed seafaring and cartographic abilities millennia before conventional timelines allow. Graham Hancock's theories about a lost advanced civilization in Antarctica diverge sharply from mainstream science but remain intriguing. He links this idea to the Earth's crust displacement hypothesis, which proposes that the planet's outer crust can shift over the core. If true, Antarctica may not have always been at the South Pole, but instead in a temperate region where a civilization could flourish. Hancock's analysis connects this with evidence from recent geological surveys by the International Polar Research Consortium, which indicate rapid climate change in Antarctica about 12,000 years ago. While conventional science attributes this to natural cycles, Hancock suggests a catastrophic global event. Drawing from mythology, he compares over 200 flood myths from around the world, documented in the Journal of Alternative Archaeology, and finds recurring themes of sudden destruction, often tied to massive floods or impacts. He argues these may preserve memories of the same event that destroyed this civilization. In his view, survivors of such a cataclysm may have dispersed globally, passing on advanced knowledge that influenced later civilizations such as the Egyptians and Sumerians. One pillar of his argument is the architectural and astronomical similarities found at ancient sites across continents. A survey by the Global Archaeological Survey Project, using LiDAR and satellite imagery, identified over 50 ancient sites with nearly identical construction techniques and astronomical alignments. Göbekli Tepe in Turkey, dated to about 11,600 years ago, according to the Turkish Archaeological Institute's latest carbon analysis, coincides with the date Plato gave for the fall of Atlantis in Timaeus and Critias. This timing, Hancock notes, aligns with other megalithic structures worldwide, suggesting a shared origin or cultural inheritance from this earlier civilization. He argues that their legacy may have included advanced architectural methods, precise astronomical observations, and possibly lost technologies. Excavations in Turkey, Peru, and Egypt have revealed construction techniques so precise that modern engineers still struggle to replicate them, even with today's tools. If Hancock's interpretation is correct, Antarctica's current ice sheets may conceal the remains of a civilization predating known history, one that played a pivotal role in shaping the development of humanity after a global cataclysm erased much of its physical and cultural footprint. The younger Dryas is universally recognized as a cataclysm. Around 12,900 years ago, sudden climate shifts, mass extinctions, and widespread disruption of human activity reshaped the planet. The debate centers not on whether it was catastrophic, but on what caused it. Graham Hancock's hypothesis proposes that Earth was struck by a comet or a series of comet fragments at the onset of the younger Dryas, triggering massive environmental upheaval. Research by the Comet Research Group has added support to the younger Dryas impact hypothesis, pointing to growing evidence of extraterrestrial involvement. The younger Dryas itself marked an abrupt return to colder, drier conditions after the last ice age had begun to warm. It lasted roughly 1,300 years, with ice core records showing that the shift occurred within decades. Data from Greenland and Antarctica, published in the Journal of Quaternary Science, reveal sharp changes in temperature and atmospheric composition over this short timescale. According to the International Ice Core Research Consortium's findings, these cores also show elevated levels of platinum, iridium, and other impact-related elements. Such materials are rare in Earth's crust but common in meteorites and cometary debris. Geological evidence further supports the impact theory. Sediment layers dating to this period, examined at over 30 archaeological sites across North America, contain microscopic diamonds, carbon spherules, and other markers consistent with a high-energy cosmic collision. The biological consequences were severe. Megafauna extinctions swept across continents, with North America losing over 35 genera of large mammals, including mammoths, mastodons, and saber-toothed cats. Sea levels rose, ecosystems collapsed, and global temperatures plummeted. According to the Megafauna Extinction Research Group's analysis, this represents the largest extinction event since the demise of the dinosaurs. Hancock connects these events to a broader narrative of lost civilizations, suggesting that such a catastrophe could have erased much of humanity's earlier achievements, leaving only fragments of memory preserved in myth and scattered archaeological anomalies. Now let's dive into one of the most controversial theories linked to Antarctica is the hollow Earth concept, fueled in part by statements from Admiral Byrd after Operation Highjump. In a rare interview, he described seeing things that went by like we were standing still, and referenced lands beyond the poles containing resources and mysteries. The hollow Earth idea blends ancient mythology with speculative science, evolving from underworld legends into Enlightenment-era hypotheses. In 1692, astronomer Edmund Halley proposed that Earth consisted of a hollow shell about 500 miles thick, with multiple internal layers, and each possessing its own magnetic field. According to Royal Society Archives documents digitized, Halley developed the theory to explain puzzling magnetic anomalies and compass variations reported by explorers. In the 19th century, American Army officer John Cleves Sims Jr. expanded Halley's concept, proposing large openings at the poles, later called Sims holes, leading to habitable lands beneath the surface. Smithsonian Institution records, updated in 2024, describe Sims's belief in thriving ecosystems and civilizations inside the Earth, which he promoted through lectures and attempted expeditions. Modern interest often merges this theory with the legend of Agartha, a utopian subterranean civilization described in ancient Sanskrit texts and Tibetan Buddhist traditions. Comparative mythology research published depicts Agartha as a society surpassing current technology, reportedly using clean energy, advanced transport, in systems akin to anti-gravity propulsion and zero-point energy. The Institute for Advanced Consciousness Studies analysis found consistent descriptions of such technology in ancient sources. Entrances to Agartha are said to be hidden in remote areas, including polar regions. Thermal imaging surveys by the Underground Anomaly Research Group identified several Antarctic sites with unusual heat signatures, suggesting large underground spaces. Ground-penetrating radar studies from the same year revealed vast cavern systems beneath the ice, some large enough to house entire cities. While mainstream science attributes these to natural ice formations and subglacial lakes, alternative researchers view them as possible evidence of ancient underground civilizations described in myth. When considered together, the Hollow Earth theory and Agartha legend share the premise of a vast hidden world beneath our feet. Though Agartha is portrayed as a unified, enlightened society blending science and spirituality in balance with the universe. Recent discoveries challenge long-held assumptions about when Antarctica became the frozen continent we know today. Research by the Antarctic Climate Research Consortium shows that ice core and sediment analysis indicate temperate climates existed far more recently than previously thought. While Antarctica was warm during the Eocene epoch, from 56 to 34 million years ago, new fossil evidence suggests temperate conditions persisted in parts of the continent as recently as 12,000 years ago, well within human history. Paleobotanical studies published in the Journal of Antarctic Sciences reveal fossilized remains of beaches, conifers, ferns, and other temperate flora. Some samples display signs of human interaction, including tool marks on preserved wood and controlled burn patterns suggesting forest management. The breakup of Pangaea and later Gondwana reshaped ocean currents, eventually creating the Antarctic Circumpolar Current, which isolated the continent and led to glaciation. However, new geological dating published in the Geological Society journal indicates the formation of the Drake Passage, critical to this isolation, may have occurred around 15,000 years ago, not millions of years earlier. Sediment cores from the Deep Ice Drilling Project reveal evidence of rivers, lakes, and even what appear to be agricultural terraces beneath the ice. During this ice-free period, sea levels were about 120 meters higher, according to reconstructions by the Global Climate Research Institute, likely submerging ancient coastal civilizations worldwide. In 2024, the Antarctic Archaeological Survey reported preliminary findings of stone structures under the ice showing signs of deliberate construction. While still under review, these could indicate human habitation during Antarctica's temperate phase. Fossil records from this period point to a thriving ecosystem. The Antarctic Life Sciences Research Group's analysis documents diverse plant species, large mammals, marine life, and possibly early human populations. Together, these findings suggest Antarctica's transition to its current frozen state may have occurred far more recently, and under conditions that could have supported advanced human activity. Antarctica may hold secrets that challenge everything we know about human history, ancient civilizations, and our planet's past. From Operation Highjump's abrupt end and Admiral Byrd's cryptic remarks, to ancient maps depicting an ice-free Antarctica with impossible accuracy, evidence suggests the continent may have been habitable within human memory. Recent discoveries of unusual structures beneath the ice, combined with geological data indicating recent temperate periods, raise questions mainstream science has yet to answer. The surge in visits by world leaders and influential figures, alongside Freedom of Information Act releases confirming thousands of classified Antarctic research documents, reveals speculation about what remains hidden. Possibilities range from remnants of advanced ancient civilizations to technologies capable of transforming our world. As ground-penetrating radar, satellite imaging, and drilling projects uncover more beneath the ice, the narrative of Antarctica as a frozen wasteland may give way to one of it being a repository of lost knowledge, but potentially holding the keys to understanding both our origins and our future. If you found today's exploration into Antarctica's hidden secrets as fascinating as I did, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more investigations into the mysteries that challenge our understanding of history and reality. What do you think is hidden beneath Antarctica's ice? Share your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what other mysterious topics you'd like me to investigate next. Don't forget to subscribe and follow the channel to discover more interesting things. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.